The descending line of interest was first the satiric cartoon in a narrative form, like Monroe, like Paschadella, like Boom, like some of the others. Then that became the Feiffer strip and The Voice, which was very different because it was no longer narrative. It was 6 or 8 panels frozen in time and space. Then with the assassination of JFK, November 22nd, 1963, I seemed to be one of the few people talking about how the country had changed. I mean, what later became very common. I knew I was living in a different place than I had the day before, and certainly the week before Ruby shot Oswald. And that this was no longer the America that I had been, despite the Cold War, feeling positive about. I thought we had hit upon a darker time where structures were collapsing, where institutions were collapsing, where our belief in who and what we were was changing and altering, and we were hiding the truth from ourselves. And I couldn't tell that in a cartoon. That was too complicated. So I started writing a book called Little Murders as a novel. And I wasn't a novelist. I mean, I spent 2 years discovering I wasn't a novelist. And so I took all of that material up to Yaddo in Saratoga Springs, the art colony, that my friends Philip Roth and Alfred Kaysen helped me gain access to. And I started writing Little Murders as a play, and discovered I was a playwright at the end of the first day. That I could, that what was frustrating me as a novel wouldn't happen. That suddenly it exploded, and in 3 weeks I had a first draft, and I was a playwright. But I knew this was a play that was going to close before it opened. I mean, that what I had to say was too effing dangerous, but I loved it and felt very excited. And the night I got home, I had dinner with Alfred and Ann Kaysen, and he was my big supporter. And he said, "Read me your play," and I said, "I'm a lousy reader." And he said, "Read it to me." So I started. He said, "I got you into Yaddo. Read it to me." So I started reading, and 5 minutes later, he was fast asleep, and and I can't remember if he ever saw the play. But I was a playwright, and I loved the play, and I loved what it had to say, and I loved also. I had thought I had gotten too successful as a cartoonist, that the voice strip had become, after being dangerous, I had become part of the conversation, an easy part of the conversation. I was not overthrowing the government anymore, as I was in my early days. And it was important to me, for whatever the reason was, to retain my radical credentials and be shocking. And this play certainly was shocking. And if you see it, the movie today, it's still shocking.